Oh, yes. I just wanted to mention for those volunteers, right? Those that need to have some intimacy counseling or spa attendance, or those that might want to have a sauna, yes. And I do like tan lines very much, and maybe we'll redesign these FBS so they're clear. Yeah, they're not like a lotion that you can't see through. And for those that volunteer to paint them on certain parts of a woman's body before she tans herself, yes, the 100 plus pooch uh, could be very clear. Something you could do other than wearing a bikini if you decided that you just didn't want to have any clothing on, but you did want to have tan lines. Something I wouldn't mind seeing, the effect of sunscreen. Such a pretty thought. No, yeah, this is really good. Yeah. Um, I just want to look at that UVB and the artificial light. Yeah, it seems like there's a big problem. You know, I had lunch today with a pastor. Yes. Fibromyalgia was thought to be the result of overactive nerves. Oh my gosh. You know, I thought I'd look in the World Book Encyclopedia because I did know a couple, right? They were the lead chaplains at Transport for Christ after Don and Marty Denham had been there, and his wife had fibromyalgia. And it's a really painful illness, really. Yeah. But they say it's incurable, as in your nerves are overactive because of sonar, electricity because you sewed in. You know, last night I was sleeping and I woke up and realized that my battery had drained from my phone, and I made a few phone calls on a recorded line. Yes. Somebody said, well, we're actually running the 3G through the electricity. I said, no. Are you sure there's not a satellite system, Harpo Studios in Chicago, or one of these others that are using the UVB so as to be the TV in your brain or the programming of those that are Stepforded? That the byproduct of stimulating the nerve endings of the actual human bodies could be causing a different types of myalgias. Now I'm just going to look up this fibromyalgia. Yeah. Because when it says the result of overactive nerves, these nerve endings that you decided that you just had to be on, are you sure that your technology isn't causing an illness that's causing a lot of pain to those that are experiencing it? Could you get me all the diagnosis of the myalgias? Yes, the fibromyalgia. Look at all these flags. Washington State flag. You know, I'm probably going to take that from you when you lose your state citizen. The enablement call. Oh, I know as a state you don't need a flag because you don't enforce the RCWs. But what if I went taking flags? Where is the location of all Washington state flags? And then where is the regulations that say that you have to fly the flag? Now there's Puerto Rico, yes. Northern Marianas, right. Look at all these different flags. West Virginia, oh, Guam. You know, the Guamanian flag was very, very close to my heart when we were living at the Guma San Jose. Because it was at the top of a flagpole of an elementary school, yes. And quite often, oh, look at here, the flag of 1861. Only 34 states were included in the South. The flag of 1818. Oh, look at, they made a star out of the stars, 20 stars for the 20 states. Nothing to say we couldn't go back to the old 1777. Now, before we had a Declaration of Independence, we have the Continental Colors. Yes. Is King George still ruling the world? Now, this is the British colony flag. Yes. Flags in the British colonies. Yes. And look at it. It was part of the Continental Colors from 1775 to 1777. As if we were a colony of Britain. Where's King George? Where is he? Now, let's say you're Mormon, Pooch, Seventh-day Adventist, Pentecostal. And the Southern flags, yes. And the Navy flags, oh my gosh, an appeal to heaven. Has a large tree there. What individual thought of that? How the fuck would you use? I mean, I'm not bad mouthing the Navy, okay? But when you think about the Navy being on the ocean, how many trees do you see out there? None. American ships, New England waters flew a Liberty tree. And their Navy flags, yes. And that was before there was United States Navy. My bad. You know, oh, look at the U.S. Navy, the Air Force, Homeland Security, the Army, U.S. Coast Guard, U.S. Marines. Oh, why is it that you have flags of the armed forces? Different type of jurisdiction, possibly? Yes. Oh, look at this presidential flag. Vice President, Secretary of State, Secretary of the Treasury. Oh, how come that looks like the Navy's involved in the design of that? It has two anchors on it. Yes. There's a key to the Treasury, and then there's a weight and balance of the Treasury. Secretary of the Defense. Did the DOD find out about the jurisdiction of the United States? The Attorney General. How was the Department of Justice? Listen, I thought maybe you guys were too busy to handle this whole First Amendment right to free speech when different corporations close an individual's right to free speech because of the 10,000 videos. And I know Sessions, you're the Attorney General, and you and Donald Trump haven't gotten. Well, I've been just reading the headlines. It seems like you're always having some sort of bickering going on. But let's say I went through the DOJ and all the times that I'd emailed them. Yes. Is there some reason why the Department of Justice wouldn't want to represent the interests of the United States government when suing corporations for the arbitrating or the arbitrarily closing of Gmail accounts where I emailed the Department of Justice? Of all those videos that I had made over the last year, how many did your office actually get? Now, I've been wanting to sue some very large corporations that have been closing my email accounts. Yes. And you're not going to represent me as a citizen of the United States or the interests of the United States government? Yeah. What if I sued every attorney in the actual, the I, this problem in the executive office between the president and the other individuals that are employees, exactly how does that affect me as a citizen? I mean, let's say the president appointed you as the attorney general. Yes. And I email your office day after day after day for the last year that my rights are being violated. Yes, substantive, due process, equal protections, child abduction. And I'm supposed to care why the fuck would I care what you do in office? Why would I care? What would make you think, as President of the United States, that I would care what you think about each other as employees of the United States government? Now, I'm not telling you how to run your administration, Pooch, but it might be that every employee of the executive branch, yeah, could stop bad mouthing each other and shut the fuck up. Now, you happen to be employees for the reasoning of the citizens of the United States. And Sessions, you and Donald, can stop talking about each other, okay? And you can start representing those that elected you to office. Now, the president is getting sued, as is Mr. Pence. How do you like being the vice president of the United States? I noticed that my emails to the vice president's email address have been obstructed. Been emailing you for the last couple of years since Barack Hussein Obama was the president. Yes. Since Biden was the vice president. Pooch. Now, for all of those that are employees of the White House or the executive branch of each and every Secretary of State, yes. I don't give a fuck what you do, except for you're there to represent the people of this great nation. Now, Did you think you were more important than the citizens of the United States?